Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, family and friends. We are back again. And I've got a new phrase for you guys today. Not TGIF, thank God it's Friday. Not follow the money, although that's still one of my favorites. We got a new one. The new phrase is going to be MAGA Matrix cookie. Let me explain. For those of you that have seen The Matrix, there's a scene where Keanu Reeves, he goes and sees the Oracle, and she gives him a cookie. She says, "Here, have a cookie. And once you finish that cookie, you'll be right as rain, and you'll remember you don't believe in any of this, fake crap and blah 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 blah." She goes on to make this speech. So that is what the distractions are for Trump MAGA. He gives him a cookie. He says, "Here, have a cookie. Forget about losing your SNAP benefits. Forget about losing your Medicare and your health coverage. Forget about how racist this stuff is. Here, have a cookie. Forget about that stuff. You don't really care about that stuff. Here's a cookie." This week, there were signs posted on the Texas-Mexico border. There are signs posted in English and in Spanish that said this area is restricted, blah, blah, blah. You can be detained. You can yada, 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 yada. The problem is these signs were put on Mexican territory. They were put there by contractors hired by the U.S. government. Contractors is a loose term for saying mercenaries who went and planted these signs saying that you can be detained and blah, 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 as part of, the anti-drug stuff, like the way they're blowing up those ships outside of Venezuela. A reporter asked Trump if he would invade Mexico. That's not the language he used, but basically invade Mexico. And Trump said, well, if it prevents drugs from coming into the U.S., I don't have a problem with that. Like, bro, is literally talking about invading Mexico, invading Venezuela. Even though he said he was going to stop all these wars, he's sitting here trying to start some wars. Okay, have a cookie. You don't care about that? No problem. Have a cookie. Recently, this week, Democratic Congress people that were former service people, former military, they did an ad or a campaign or a commercial where they said military, current military members serving, you took an oath to the Constitution. And it is not only your right, it is your duty to not follow unlawful orders. If an order you receive is unlawful, your oath to the Constitution says you should not follow it. Do you know that Captain Commander-in-Chief Bone Spurs was so irate? He said, "You're telling them to not follow the Commander-in-Chief. You're telling them to disobey direct orders. You're telling them that's sedition. Sedition is treason, and you should be hung or shot or something along those lines." He was basically saying political violence was okay because these people said not to follow unlawful orders. Now, I'm going to tell you what's wrong with that. Not only is he, saying it's okay to do political violence against his political enemies, but he's missing the whole point. The whole point was unlawful orders. So are you admitting that you plan on giving unlawful orders that you're going to want the military to follow? Is that what you're saying? You're upset because somebody said not to follow unlawful orders? Are you admitting that you're going to give unlawful orders? Because that's what it sounded like to me. All right? Now, last point, and I'm gonna try to sum this up for you guys, make it quick, okay? Last point I want to talk about is for the holidays. I fortunately do not have any family members that are MAGA. I don't. Okay? Otherwise, we'd have had a different conversation long ago. But for those of you that do, and they tell you, oh, you know what, I'm sorry, I didn't vote for this. I didn't know this was going to happen. Call them out. Call them out. Call them a liar to their face. Say, you didn't vote for this? No, what it is you didn't vote for this to happen to you. You knew what he was going to do. You knew about Project 2025. You knew that he was racist. You just didn't expect all these things, tariffs and yada yada. You didn't expect it to affect you. You did vote for this. You just didn't vote for it to happen to you. Keep that distinction. Do not let them off the hook. Do not let them slide. Call them out to their face. Okay? Anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching my video. And make sure you enjoy the rest of your Friday. And don't let them off the hook.